Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing my 251st Mezco Toys 112 Collective action figure review, this time being of the Hood's Letterman. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see a great image of the character. And if we turn the box around, some really cool graffiti art wrapped all the way around. So with the box out of the way, let's go ahead and crack this figure open and let him breathe. Alright guys, now here is Letterman, or Letterman, whatever you want to pronounce it. It's just a cool name for a graffiti artist, so I dig that a lot. Super stoked that we're finally getting another character in the Hood's line. We've been waiting years since Vapor. This is a brand new character outside of Vaporoni, which was just a Hood's variant really, but it's super cool that we're finally getting this dude, man. And again, I love the fits here. We got that really cool like orange windbreaker. You can see that he does have like breast pockets right here. Those are faux pockets, faux buttons along the sides like that. We do have a functioning zipper, so that's pretty awesome as well. And you can see these long ties like that. These are very long tassels for that, so I may trim those down. I'm not sure if this was supposed to be that long, but I know it's a little different for me. We do have a bendy wire in the hood like that, so you could shape it and pose around and do whatever you want to do for that, so I think that's awesome. You can see the inline, it has like a deep purple into it like that. The undershirt is just a simple black t-shirt underneath right there, and you'll see more pictures of that a little later on. Little white shirt underneath like that. You got some tassels for like the pants right here too. That's pretty cool. I think that's awesome. The pants are cargo pants, so you got some faux pockets right here. What I really do like, there's some like, not to show off articulation right now, but there's some elasticity to this. They are pretty stretchy, so I feel like when I do certain high kicks or widespread leg motions and things like that, I feel like I'm not going to tear the material because they're a little stretchy, you know what I mean? And that's really cool. I love that. I hope Mezco uses more materials like that going forward, so we don't, tear any seams or things like that. So I do like how that looks. I'll show the shoes a little more here in a bit, but I love this dude. It looks so cool. What I really do like, this is awesome attention to detail. There's a subtle lighter skin tone in the palm of all the hands. I think that is so dope, where you can see like it fades for like a little bit of a lighter skin tone that fades into the darker skin tone onto the top. That's genius, man. Mezco killed it with that. The skin tones look amazing. I'm just so stoked that we're finally getting more Hoods figures. Alright, so moving on to accessories, we of course are going to get the Mezco circular base stand with the Letterman name right there in a graffiti art, which looks super dope. Dig that a lot. And then of course you're going to get the clear articulated arm. You're going to get several interchangeable hands. Again, all have that really cool faded paint of the skin tone, which looks so good. So different types of gripping hands, stylized posing hands, hands for holding the spray cans, which are super cool. So let's show off the spray cans. Those look awesome. You get 3 of those. They are a little bit larger than the ones that came with Vapor, but they're still very cool. They say tough stuff on there, which looks really nice. And what's really awesome about these, you can pop off the caps, and you'll see that there's like the dripping paint all on the heads of those. The tips of those I think is super dope, so I love that a lot. You do get this little satchel here, his little merce, which I do think is really rad too. You can open this up. It does have some Velcro in there, and you can actually put stuff in there. So like if I want to put those spray cans in there, which I think is really cool. If I want to do that, put a couple of those in there, close that up, and we can just sling this over his head like that. So we tuck it over like that. Let's pull this all the way like so and over that hood, and there you go. Now you can have something like that. You can kind of sling it to the back a little bit if you want to, and that helps with the look of this guy. So I think that works out great. So I love that. What's also really cool, this is genius. The little juice bottles, dude, have me rolling. I think they're so genius. Do you guys remember these? These very cheap juice bottles you can get like the corner stores and the liquor stores and things like that. They're done like in these clear little like barrels. I just think that's awesome. These are so fun. I would love these in more colors if I could. I think that'd be really, really cool. He also does come with a crowbar. I believe it's the same crowbar we've seen a few times with different Mezco figures, but again, it looks really cool. I love the paint on that. What's really nice is that we also get this cool little pager right here, which is dope, man. I don't know if these younger cats know what beepers are, but these are awesome. I love the fact that it comes with this. Again, just getting a beeper in 1/12 scale for like any figure line in this scale is super dope to me. And I did notice it says 1037 right there, so I'll let you guys figure out what that is. But it's awesome, dude. Again, that's a super dope accessory. Now, one thing I'll talk about as well, we do get 4 interchangeable heads, which I think is super dope. So you get the more standard head. Again, all the head sculpts look amazing. I love the stylized look of all these. You got one with kind of like a little curled up lip, which I think looks super good. He looks a little angry and maybe even a little confused. But then you got one with the lips even more curled up, and that is just so good looking. The eyes a little saggy on one side. I just think it's a great looking sculpt. And then you have one where he's smiling, teeth grinning. I love that one a lot. I might display him with that particular head because I just think that one looks really good. But I don't know, man. All these head sculpts look super good to me. I really do like all of them. We also do have hat options. So you got a little snapback hat like that with the bill kind of turned up, which I think is super dope. Again, great design, love that a lot. And then you have that more fabric-like hat, which is really cool too. So if you want to change up his look, you do have those options. You also got options for shades, which is really rad. So you got one that's more like standard glasses with like gold trimming on it. That's really cool. You can see the eyes through that. You got the one with the blue lenses with the gold trim. I like those a lot too. I might use those just to bring in some more color. And then you got straight up black shades, which are really great as well. So again, it's really cool having all the different options. And what's really cool too, you even get interchangeable shoes. So I'm going to pop this one off. It's just on a ball peg. And these are a little more high top, but you could pop those on. And we could check out the shoes here. So like with these ones, the white ones that come with the figure, you got that big M on the side. And you got the M right there as well on the tread, looking really dope. Love how those turned out. And again, you got these more high top ones done in black and gray and a little bit of white there. Those look cool as well. And if you look close, let's see if we can get a little zoom in right there. You see all the different M's right there for the tread, which just looks great as well. And a tiny little Gomez Roach head right there. You kind of see that. I don't know if you can see that all that well, so hopefully that's coming through on camera. But that's awesome, man. Again, you can even change shoes, which I think is super cool. I love that option. Or if you want to just mix and match like this, I mean, that's a vibe, right? I think that looks pretty cool. But still, that's awesome, man. You get so many options to change up the look of this guy. Again, jacket on, jacket off, different hats, different shades, different shoes. That's super dope, man. He just comes with a ton of stuff, and I always do appreciate that from Mezco. All right, so let's run down this articulation. So the head and the neck are on ball pegs. Lots of good motion there. That works so good, left and right. Up very far, down pretty good. Rock side to side, so good. Up and all the way out like that, up and out to the side right there. Tiny bit of a butterfly joint in there. Rotation in the bicep, double jointed elbows, that's crazy. Rotation and hinge at the wrist. You got double ball peg in the midsection, so that rolls around, swivels, crunches back and forth, pivot side to side very nicely. Kicks up and forward that far, great motion there. Back a tiny bit. Again, splits with that elastic type of material for the pants works so good. So those Van Damme splits work out great. Rotation, upper thigh, double jointed knees where he can kick himself in his own butt. Now, the feet or the ankles are going to be a little different. These are more low top, these are more high top, so it's going to be a little more hindered with these. So you can up and down a little bit, tiny bit of pivot, rotate. These are mostly just going to be rotate, up and down, barely, pivot, almost nothing. So it depends on which shoes you're going to use when it comes to the ankle articulation. The white ones do work a little bit better because, and again, those are low top, so you might not have to worry about those too much. But still, this is a dope figure, man. I love this. Again, more Hoods figures for me. I am so stoked to finally get that. Give my boy some juice here. This is so dope, dude. I love him so much. A fantastic addition to the Mezco shelf, and in my opinion, he is definitely a must-get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and Mafex Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to a McFarlane Spawn and Storm Collectibles Ermac. And for some Mezco comparison, here he is standing next to a couple 112 Collective Vapors. And just for funsies, here he is standing next to Abelardo. So there it is, guys, my look at Letterman. Now I am so stoked to finally get a new Hoods figure because Vapor's been pretty lonely, man, so he finally has a homie, and I'm pretty stoked about that. This figure turned out great, man. Those head sculpts with those facial expressions are so good. Mezco killed it with those. I love all the accessories like the spray cans, and then the little juice bottles are just so good. Interchangeable hats and shades. The soft goods are so well done, especially the stretchiness of the pants. That's really going to help when posing them around in articulation and things like that, and even interchangeable shoes. So dope, man. I love this piece. It really makes me wonder if we're going to get other variants of Letterman. You know, we did get a burner edition of Vapor, so will we get a burner Letterman? Will we get an ancestor like we got in Vaporoni? Maybe a 1970s DJ version of Letterman, like his dad or something? I don't know. This is me just throwing things out there in the ether, man, but I love it. He's so badass, and I think you would absolutely love him for your Mezco collections. So don't forget to be excellent to each other, and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.